Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. So Amazon FBA is a business model that's growing in popularity primarily for two reasons, right? Scalability and ease to start. If you have a couple $1,000s, maybe even $2,000 or $1,500 and a laptop, you can do this from anywhere in the world. I remember when I started learning about this in 2017, launched my first product in the beginning of 2018. And I was able to make 9,000 and change in profit my very first month doing this. And over the past 3-4 years, I've realized you really need the right steps to get this done. And today you're going to be learning all of those steps in order. So be sure to stick around. And so get your notepads out, get your pens, get some coffee. This is decaf, but I'm still pumped up naturally because I love this stuff. So we're going to get into it. Be sure to smash the like button down below. So I know you're watching, and we are bringing back the Comment Amazon FBA for a free consulting call with me. I used to do this years ago when I first started as a YouTube channel. Comment Amazon FBA down below. Other than that, guys, let's get into it. We have a great video for you here today, so let's get started. All right, welcome. We're here in my computer, and now the first step that you're gonna have to do is either create an LLC or create a Seller Central account. You'll need the Seller Central account no matter what. But if you want to create an LLC, I do have a link in my description for this. It's an affiliate link. You can create an LLC, totally up to you whether you need it or not. You could just start selling, make a couple $1,000s, make your business later. I did this before I started just because I knew I was like, this is my thing, man. I'm going to become a successful Amazon seller. So I started it first. That'd be the very first step if you want to start an LLC. Otherwise, just come to Amazon, make your Seller Central account. All right, now the next step is Amazon FBA product research. This is the glamorous one that everyone's looking for, everyone's talking about. What product are you gonna sell on Amazon? Now, there's a lot of ways that you can find a product to sell on Amazon. You could go to retail stores and look around, Home Goods, Target, look at those home decor sections. What are they selling? You could think of something out of thin air. That's actually how I came up with one of my best-selling products. It was something that I wanted to buy, looked it up on Amazon, it was selling great. Or you can use a more traditional route like a Amazon FBA product research software. Helium 10 is a great one. Jungle Scout is a great one. Again, if you need any of these tools, I hook you guys up with discounts down below for all of this stuff. You get like 10% off for life or something. Now, when I'm looking for a product to sell on Amazon, I want to sell something on Amazon that customers are looking for, okay? That's like my fundamental thing. Customers are looking for this thing. Customers are buying this thing. I'm going to squeeze my way in there and present a new great option to those customers. And then they're going to theoretically buy mine over what's already there. And that's how you list a successful Amazon product that makes $300 a day, $400, $500, $1,000 a day, whatever it is. Search volume. Start with something like 700, 600 minimum, because we don't need a ton of search volume as long as sales are there, as long as there's a market there. And then maybe I'll cap that around 5,000. Monthly revenue, could do something in between maybe like 3,500 and all the way up to maybe 20,000. I remember in the beginning, I was like $20,000 per month. What? And then it's amazing how quickly you can actually scale, especially revenue to get to that point, but even profit. So price will come over to, I generally like to sell a little bit more expensive products in the beginning. If you're just getting started, nothing wrong with selling a $17 product, $16 product, $12 product. Go somewhere around there, and we'll cap it off at around 40 for nice lower end price range. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll even go like this, 40 to 140. That way I'm looking at stuff that, higher ticket, don't have to sell as many to make the same amount of money, less people looking at those products, something to keep in mind. So we'll just go back to our original one there. Review count, set this higher, right? If you have any idea what Amazon is all about, and you've watched some videos, you've probably heard like 75 and under. I always do the head slap but I knock my head off when I see people put like 75 there. No, this is a market average. No market averages that are like good markets to sell in usually have an average of 75 or under. That's like almost fake. I would put something like much closer to 400, 500 here. You could use, the criteria to look for products that have less, but most of the time the average, even if there's a relevant products ranking there, is going to be much higher. So we'll select a few categories, just keep it nice and easy. We'll just do one. My favorite is home and kitchen. And then we're going to hit search here. Okay, so as you saw, there's not a whole lot to do here. And then what I would want you to do, write this down, right? You're on whatever step this is, put next to it, find 3 products. So go ahead and find 3 products that you think are good and then come over to the next step. I've pulled up one here, not even necessarily a good product. It's just a product, the market. I'll be showing you what I look for in a market. So in this stage, when you're looking at a product market, we've found the idea. Now we want to know, should we sell it? Yes or no. You need to get good at saying yes or no. Don't just be a yes man and don't think that everything sucks. Both extremes don't work. Saying yes to everything, you definitely shouldn't sell everything you come across. So when I look at a product, I look for 3 things primarily. I look that there's not a lot of that product already there. If there's a full page, 2, 3, 4 full pages of what's, the product that should be there is there, it's going to be hard for you to find a position. That means you have to actually steal a position. It's going to be hard for you to steal a position. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to find a market where all the positions aren't taken. That's the best way to go, in my opinion. The next thing that I look for is that the competitors aren't super fierce competitors. They don't have 10,000 reviews. Like, for example, this one, I probably wouldn't want to go up head to head with him. A great first image. And then lastly, find a market where the competitors are already selling. We don't want to recreate the wheel. We don't want to start a completely new product. We don't want to invent something from the ground up. We want to find a market that doesn't have a lot of products. The products that do exist are selling well. We're going to enter them. So when you come through here, use a tool like Jungle Scout or Helium 10. And the cool thing is we could actually look at how much they're selling. You notice Jungle Scout lets you see it right here on the screen, or a tool like Helium 10. I could pull this tool up and I could actually see how much these products are making every month. Amazon's such an amazing business model because, you get to actually see how much these products are making. You get ultimate proof of concept right before your eyes. The next step that you would want to do after analyzing your product, after finding it, after starting your account, is you want to start getting quotes for that product. So if we were going to use that last one as an example, I would do mason jar set. Typed it wrong and everything, but I would come to Amazon, and I didn't even specify that they're for the bathroom, so these are all kind of just storage stuff. I would find a relevant product that looks better than what's already there. That's the key. It's different. It's not just the same thing. And I would get a quote for that. So I'd reach out to the supplier. You can use the chat now button, or you could click on the listing itself and hit contact supplier. Don't use start order. This pricing is almost never correct. Get a direct quote, message them, ask them for how much it's going to be. Once you've done that, you found a supplier that the margins make sense. You look at your competition, you say, okay, they sell for about $18. So for me to sell this successfully, I could use a tool like Helium 10's profitability calculator, and I could figure out exactly how much, I have to acquire a mine for. So you want to get a good idea before you even start of what your profit margin needs to be. I don't know why that's not loading, but for something like this, I could probably do it by, okay. So for something like this, if you wanted a 25% margin, you'd have to source that product for $3.8. And then $1.33 per unit for shipping. So as long as your numbers are aligned with something similar to that or better, or slightly worse, you can go down to 20-something% margin, then it might be something you could look into pushing further down the line. One thing that I would recommend is you get 3 products to this stage. Every time one drops out because something goes wrong, add another one in. Get 3 to the point where you're getting quotes, then you could compare them to each other. Once the quotes make sense, you need to order a sample. So this is you right here, and this is Mr. UPS. What you need to do is order a sample and check the quality of the product. Don't ever sell something without checking the quality of the product. So once you get your sample and it's all good, now we're moving on. We're moving on to placing an order. So you're coming back to Alibaba. You're talking to that supplier, asking them for an invoice. I would pay directly through PayPal, or I'd pay directly through Alibaba's Trade Assurance. So those are the 2 platforms that I recommend paying through. Those are the 2 platforms that I pay through myself. And then once you place your order, you have to make your listing. So you come to Amazon, go to catalog, add products, and then click I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. You don't want to use the search bar. Never use the search bar. That's for products that already exist. We're creating our own branded product. Therefore, you're going to select I'm adding a product not listed on Amazon. You're going to pick the category that product's in, and then you're going to fill out your listing for this. It includes title. You need to buy a barcode. I would recommend buying a barcode from this website called GS1, gs1us.org, and get a single GS1 GTIN. Fill this out. It's really easy. It's $30. You can have it in 10 minutes. Once you have that, finish making your listing. It can just be a skeleton listing. What you're gonna need to do is get a couple things done. Send a sample to a photographer and then get your copywriting done professionally if you don't feel comfortable in writing out all of copywriting, by the way, means the bullet points on a listing and this stuff, copywriting. Get your description, your bullet points, and your title professionally done if you don't feel confident in your own abilities to type it out. Otherwise, a lot of great videos about how to do that section. Next, you need to create your shipment. So select the product that you've now added, come up to action, and do send/replenish inventory. Now, what that's going to do is it's gonna load up a page where you're gonna be sending those cartons of products that you've now ordered from your supplier over to Amazon directly. The beauty about Amazon is that it's going to be stored at an Amazon FBA storage facility. So you're not going to have to worry about managing any of this inventory. They're going to ship it out every time it sells, and they're going to store it for you. Here, it's going to arrive. Your product's going to arrive. You want to make your PPC campaigns. You come into this, campaign manager, Mason jar set, $20 a day, manual targeting. I'm just kind of rushing through this, but we would do enter list, phrase, mason jar set. You would have a bigger list of keywords that you'd be putting in here. But what that's gonna do, launching your product, people are like, what does that mean, launching my product? Are we sending it to space? No, you can automatically get your product to the top of the search results using PPC. So that's sponsored. Anytime you see sponsored next to an Amazon listing, even if you're a customer, and you can know this now, someone's paying to be there. Every time you click on it, they pay. So right now, just to show up, they don't pay anything. So the beauty of this model, this person doesn't pay until someone shows interest in them. So they're not paying just to be here, they show up for free. So you could show up for free at the top of the search term you're trying to rank for. Getting ranked means this is ranked here. It's ranked #1 organically. These are sponsored, people are paying to be there. This is the first one that is just there because it sells really well. Once you're done with your PPC campaigns, it's kind of like, it's hands off for a little while. You wait for the sales to come in. If you've done everything correctly, there's very little work left other than going back to what? Product research. We start this whole journey over again. We go, okay, now it's time for the next product, and then the next product, and then the next product. If you're crazy, you could do several at once. I have one student who's doing like 15 different ASINs at once right now, launching them as their first launch. 15 different ASINs. You guys are committed. I love it. Going all in. With that being said, we are going to wrap it up here for today's video. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of that. And again, if you are struggling to sell on Amazon, you could always join my course down below. Seriously, I put over a year of work into it. It's not free. It's not for everyone, but I just wanted to mention it. You could apply down below. Not everyone gets in. Really appreciate if you did subscribe if you haven't already. Like 50-60% of you guys are not subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it as a small growing YouTube channel. If you guys enjoy the content, please do subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. With that being said, I'll be seeing you guys here on the channel for the next video on Friday. Today's Wednesday. If you're watching this after, that doesn't mean anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Later.